This dopamine detox trend that has been floating on about for years now was originally developed by Dr. Cameron Sepa, psychiatrist, to help people manage with their addictive behaviors. Although this method has been largely misunderstood to label dopamine as the culprit. He's a nice guy. Do you guys know dopamine is the very reason that we are able to get out of our bed every morning?
Da 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 da.
Right, let's understand what dopamine is first. Dopamine is not a pleasure hormone that causes the pleasure, but it's actually a neurotransmitter which can also act as a hormone which drives us to attain that pleasure. So basically, if I lack of dopamine, I can still enjoy pleasure, but I won't work hard for it. I won't be motivated to go and seek that pleasure. But what is the difference between neurotransmitter and hormones, you ask? That's a myriad of differences. I don't want to make this video longer than it already is. But in simple words, neurotransmitters produced in brain and travels through the nervous system as through neurons as electric signals, whereas hormones are produced in the endocrine gland and gets transported in our body through the bloodstream. So in the first season that I produced, I was all overwhelmed because it was well received, although I'm like a zero complete beginner. So when comes season 2 of my Healing Narcissism series, I was all excited. I put like extra efforts. I put my all in. I learned new skills, new Photoshop skills, new editing skills to make it more engaging and more informative. So because I had this high expectations and I put all my eggs in one basket, usually I would like check from time to time of my YouTube analytics. But this time around, I said, oh, let's wait it out, see, But if I wait for certain longer period, then the surprise would be bigger, right? More number of views. To my dismay, it like crashed. It wasn't as I expected. The pickup was really slow. So I experienced a dopamine crash. For whole 2 days, I was down. I was really demotivated and I started questioning, why am I doing this? Like, who appreciates what I'm doing? Like, why am I like putting so much effort and all this energy to this when no one even benefiting from it? Usually after a pleasurable experience, we have a dip in motivation. We feel down, right? As can be seen from the graph, our dopamine level in our system dropped from peak level to a level below our baseline level. This is because as we've used up the dopamine supply in our system, we need time to replenish it. So while the body is taking time to replenish it, there's a period called dopamine deficit. And it will stay there for as long as our body needs to replenish this level of dopamine to bring it back to the baseline. We can see this effects of dopamine crash in many aspects of our life. For example, marathon runner feels like demotivated after completing a race, or a mother after giving a birth goes through a postpartum depression. The amount of pleasure we experience depends on the difference between the baseline dopamine level and the peak dopamine level in our system. So if you can see in the graph, the one on the left starts off with a lower level of baseline dopamine. And the delta, the difference between the baseline dopamine level and the peak level of dopamine is higher compared to the one on the right. So for example, if I'm treated to like a 5-star hotel meal for every day for lunch, then it won't give me the same amount of pleasure that would give to someone who is being treated to that same meal once a month, for example. That person who had the privilege of eating that fancy meal only once a month has a higher delta, and after that pleasurable experience would crash lower, much lower than his baseline, because his baseline is lower than mine because he's not experiencing it regularly as I am. As I mentioned earlier, dopamine also functions for our basic motor functions. Simple movement, for example, getting out of the bed in the morning. That's why when I had like a low level of dopamine, I didn't feel like getting out. I felt so demotivated. I was practically dragging my feet for 2 days. So coming back to my dopamine crash, because I hold it out long, every egg in one basket, I didn't have any other source of motivation. I only focused on the number of views. So I had a very low baseline level of dopamine. That supposedly pleasurable activity turned out to be disappointing. I went down crashing very low. In the Quran, there's two words for joy, farah and surur. But both words get translated to be joy, the tragedy of translation. Farah refers to the joy in instant gratification, usually from like worldly materials. It is apparent on the faces, stimulated by external factors. Surur, on the other hand, refers to joy that is connected to delayed gratification. It's an expansion in your heart with this delight and absolute tranquility, which are commonly not apparent outwardly. Shares the same root letters, sin and ra, which comes from the word sir, means secret. So it's a secret happiness deep down within you, in your heart. It's like fundamental Quranic teachings that chase after surur, the purpose of life. Do not get lost in the pursuit of farah, in the worldly material things, in the things that are adorned in this life as pure entertainment. That is also why Islam has a lot of prohibitions. No drugs, alcohol, zina. Don't waste your time doing things that don't bring you benefit. Seek knowledge and spread it. As I've stressed again and again throughout my other videos, this dunya is a training ground. A training ground should have all these obstacles. So all these worldly attachments are your obstacles, and Quran is the manual. It gives you guidance, like stay away from these things, in order to pursue the surur, the absolute happiness. I am certain 7 days dopamine detox does not work. It's more like a probation or a trial period, like to have a taste of this lifestyle. Can I do this? Would I be able to go through with it after that 7 days? If I like this, then I must continue. Otherwise, I would fall back to the vicious cycle of being attached to all this worldly material. For example, when you go on a crash diet, you deprive of all this good yummy food during this crash diet. When you come back from that crash diet, you crave even more for the things that you deprived yourself from. If you don't maintain the same disciplined lifestyle that you maintained while you were having that crash diet, chances are you will go back to how you were before. Same like gym goers. They manage to gain all these six packs, but they have to maintain to this strict regime routine. If they lose the discipline and they go back, slip to their previous lifestyle, that's it. Their six packs are gone. Bye-bye. I'm speaking this from my own experience. My kryptonite, so-called, is I'm a big movie buff. I love watching movies. As I'm trying to find a path that is closer to Allah, I'm trying to live it bit by bit. But there are times I can, for months I leave it. I don't watch any movies. Then after some months, then I give myself a discount. I say, it's okay, Sri. It's been a while, it's okay. Once in a while, you had a long day. You deserve this. You can watch one movie. It wouldn't do you any harm. And I start watching one movie, then another. It's so easy to slip back into the rhythm. The temptation is so strong. Yeah, so and then it just it becomes addictive. It's another struggle for me to get out of the binge watching. So how did I overcome my dopamine crash? For 2 days, after 2 days of moping, I climbed out of my depths of despair and re-examined my purpose. What was it, my initial purpose when I started my YouTube channel? The initial intention is to seek knowledge and spread knowledge. Am I not doing it? And I took a look at my other videos. They seem to be well received, alhamdulillah, so far. Isn't that enough? I told myself in the beginning, does that sound familiar? I told myself in the beginning, if even one person benefited from my content, then Alhamdulillah, I've done my job. And from the looks of it, I think I benefited, Alhamdulillah, more than one person. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. So that made me happy. That's like looking at the brighter side of things, being grateful for other blessings, Allah's blessing in my life. I do still check my YouTube analytics more than I should frequently, but I don't put all my eggs in one basket now. I diversified my source of motivations. For example, like 2 days ago, I started on this workout routine. It was like a whole body workout, and my body was aching all over for 2 days. Okay, I'm just gonna sit put because it's so painful. I'm not gonna do anything. But in my mind, I'm already like, gearing up. Okay, I can't wait for the next workout. It's a mindset. Like I put more importance on seeking the knowledge. Regardless I get views or not, like or not, in the process, I still gain knowledge. So that should be a source of motivation for me to produce the next video, not the number of views. And I have to constantly remind myself, doesn't matter if people benefit or appreciates my work. What matters is I've tried my best, and I know Allah will appreciate my effort, and inshallah I'll be rewarded someday for it. Even now, my instant reward is I'm more knowledgeable. What is more knowledgeable? So it has to be a change of lifestyle, a change of mindset, and to have a strong willpower and discipline to make that change. I know, like I will experience hard dopamine crashes from time to time still. But inshallah, the turnover rate will be faster nowadays because I know what my true purpose is, inshallah. Thank you guys for watching this video. I was rescued by Islam from my narcissistic personality disorder. Today I'm a jovial character who continuously seeks to deepen Islam. Alhamdulillah. It saddens me how this beautiful religion which transformed my life 360 is often misunderstood. So guys, please support my channel in my effort to portray the beautiful side of this religion, inshallah. All good comes from Allah, whatever shortcomings are of my own. Allahu alam. Till next time, inshallah.